big deep breath. Oh, it's just in. Vicario got a big piece of it, but not enough. It's 1 goal each, and it's 10 v 11. Here we go.
Yeah, it goes into the back of the net because of the pace that he gets on the ball. Always here, the nice height for the goalkeeper, and I think this indeed is Cole Palmer, but gets the whip and he gets enough power on it. Cole Palmer has yet another goal in Chelsea colours.
Sterling goes.
What a performance there from Chelsea, coming from behind to defeat the arch rival Tottenham Hotspurs over there in London. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G-Shafe. What a fantastic performance yesterday for Chelsea. Really, a big one there. Well, we have in the studio, Olawale Peter is here to at least talk about the Blues here. Good to have you.
I'm here to talk about the sport, not about the sport.
No, at least, no matter how it is.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure being on the studio.
The joy of winning is there. Let's not hide it, at least.
The joy of winning for Chelsea fans, it's out there. See, I've said this and I'll say it again. All pundits, all even referees, they have their preferred club. But when we are talking about sports in general, you have to speak to specifics. So the specific I'm going to speak to today is about what happened between Tottenham and Chelsea and other sports issues. So I'm not here as a Chelsea fan today.
Okay, I'm sure the Chelsea fans and Arsenal fans out there knows the gimmick. Anyway, good one there, at least to open the show. What will be, first of all, at least before we have our guests join us from Bristol, let's quickly look at MPFL, FA Match Day 7. 2 matches went down yesterday in Nigeria, and we look at it. Sporting Lagos trash Kano Pillars as Bayelsa United fall to Lobby. Lobby Stars did well by beating Bayelsa United at home. Let's look at the result of that MPFL matches, where Sporting Lagos, courtesy of Junior Lokosa, who scored the goals. Was a good one for them. At least you have Jonathan Aluku there. Also, well, for the 3 goals rather scored by Sporting Lagos there, 2 from Junior Lokosa and 1 from Jonathan Aluku. Bayelsa United, they lost at home against Lobby Stars. Lobby Stars goal scorer, actually Samuel Tiza, scoring for in the 29th and also in the 67th minute as Robert Samizo was able to pull one back for Bayelsa United. It wasn't good enough. They lost at home, and now Sporting Lagos, Lobby Stars, they were the champion of yesterday. Let's look at how it is quickly. Let's look at the table. That's actually given Lobby Stars to top the table after match day 7 with 14 points. That win against Bayelsa United has propelled Lobby Stars to the top of the table, making them to top there. And now you have Rangers second, Shooting Stars, Raymond Stars. Now the Brigades are really arranging themselves. Abia Warriors, Sporting Lagos, Bender Insurance, Plateau United, Rivers United, Kano Pillars, who lost to Sporting Lagos in that particular encounter. Quickly, let's have this with Olawale Peters.
Okay, this season also the Nigerian Premier League will be very, very interesting. Very interesting in the sense that if you look at it now, this is week 7, and if you look at from Sporting Lagos down to Lobby Star, that's from 1st position to 6th position. It's only 3 points that is separating them. It's not that anybody's running away with the league yet. So that means it's going to be very, very competitive. Then about the match that happened yesterday, I think I'm happy for Junior Lokosa for scoring the brace that he scored. You know, there's this joy that comes when a player played against his former team and you are able to punish them by scoring. It's like, okay, you didn't value me when I'm with you. Now you're going to get punished for it. So I think it's a very good one for them. And it's a very good one for Sporting Lisbon in the sense that they have to come back from where they have before. Before match week 4 and 5, they are the one topping the league. We're like, oh, okay, newcomer, look at what they have done. But where they are currently now is still not bad. Therefore, Lobby Star, the pride of Benway, I love what they did also. They only allowed the Rangers International to enjoy that top position just for 24 hours. Then after the 24 hours, they did what? They are able to get back what they deserve. And also in that match also, we saw a player, Samuel, that scored a brace also. So it's like both Lokosa and Samuel, they had a conversation that, oh, today's match, we're going to score brace. So it's going to be very, 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 very interesting to see. So I'm happy for both Lobby Star and the Sporting Lagos.
The club with a very wonderful name there. Talking about the MPFL, just to let you have a feel of what happened yesterday. 2 matches went down, but for Kano Pillars, they lost by 3-0, and for Bayelsa United, they lost by 2-1. And it's a good one for Sporting Lagos and also Lobby Stars because both of them were able to get the 3 points at stake. they are in the MPFL. Big one there. And right now, we talk about the big one that happened yesterday. Well, Chelsea really showed a lot of people surprised. It was a performance that no one actually saw that coming. After that, Kulusevski scored goal rather. A lot of people were thinking, well, Chelsea, they will chop pants today. That's the language coming from little Nigerians. But really, Chelsea turned things around. And we look at that story. Premier League, Chelsea ends Tottenham Hotspurs unbeaten start to the season. It was a big one. A lot of people were not really expecting that to happen, but Chelsea put up a big one, a fantastic performance against Tottenham Hotspur.
I disagree that they put up a fantastic
but they
performance.
won. Winning is the what matters.
Winning is not what that matters in football. You know, I've been saying this, to be honest with you. Yeah, yesterday's match was very fantastic. And if you're talking about a derby, that's how a derby should look like. But when you play against 9 men, you are expected to win. Take it or leave it. Even if they pick boys from Abuja here to do that, they will do the work. But not taking anything away from the Tottenham team, I'll give it to them. They put up a very, very, very good performance. If not because of their coach. Why do I say the coach? If you look at the formation, if you look at the pattern and the strategy that Tottenham has been playing, is high-line style of football. You can't be playing high-line style of football 9 against 11. You have to change your formation. You have to change your formation so that the midfielder will not be able to break the 5-back line. So what I expected him to do is to have changed that formation from high line to low back. Low back in the sense that you have like 5 players to be defensive for you, not for you to be going out. What Chelsea just needed yesterday is what they did. What they need is just to get a counter attack. And when they got a counter attack, they're able to score the goal. So if you are saying Chelsea had a very fantastic performance yesterday, if the match has ended 11-11, you won't be saying that today. If the match has ended 10-11, even when they are 1 man down, we saw what happened. So you're talking about a team that played 9 against 11, and apart from that, they were forced to make 2 substitutions because 2 of their players were injured during the match also. So it's like the whole plan, the whole strategy went against them, and they still held on until 74th or 75th minute before that goal came. And if not, because VAR yesterday was at its best. At its best in the sense that Eric Dier goal that was cancelled, if VAR wasn't at its best yesterday, we would have said it's a goal, and that would make it 2-2. And from that 2-2, take it or leave it.
Tottenham will have
at least get a point. So I don't think it's a very good performance for Chelsea. Yes, I'm happy that Jackson was able to score hat-trick, the first hat-trick in his career, and this is going to be the last time that Chelsea scored hat-trick was in 2021. That's a missing month against Norwich. So between 2021 up to now, they've never had that hat-trick. So that shows that, okay, it's kind of a motivation for Jackson, who has been missing emptiness. And a lot of people are saying that, no, this guy is looking like a Drogba, but he's playing more like a, who should I call?
I don't know.
A player in Arsenal that you know. So
why must he be Arsenal?
Okay, because I know it is only Arsenal that play good football. They have good handwriting, but they're not passing an exam.
No, I still wonder, why did you go to? Why not mention a player like from Liverpool, from Man City, or there?
They have sharp striker there.
Okay, he's a sharp striker there.
Yes, I'm talking about. So I think it's something that will motivate him, that will give him that confidence that, oh, if I come here and score hat-trick. We have only 5 players that have scored hat-trick this season. And Haaland, Son, and Oli Watkins, Evan Ferdinand. They are the only one that have scored hat-trick, and Nketiah of Arsenal also. So that means he's joining that league of players that have scored hat-trick. So it's kind of motivation, but take it or leave it. Chelsea, they have a lot to do. Number one, yesterday they were exposed that they are not good at set pieces at all. Any set pieces that comes, they struggle to keep the ball out of their 18. Then their midfield also yesterday, no creative midfielder at all. It's just like Nigerian team. They don't have anybody to dictate the tune of the ball from the midfield. Then their attackers, apart from Sterling, like just running behind the ball at times. And so they are not at their best. They are lucky yesterday that the Tottenham players, they were not disciplined enough not to commit the error they committed that led to the red card. If not, when we're talking about what we are talking about. So I don't think it's something that Chelsea players should be celebrating, that they've arrived, they won 4-1, or no. If you look at that match very critically, it's not something that they should be proud of.
They should be proud of that match, but well, actually, they ain't justified the miss right now. Chelsea, that 3 points is good for them. Right now, we have another pizza, but this time around, this is Alex Pizzas joining us from Bristol in England. Alex, good to have you on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. Alex, I can see you smiling there. Chelsea, Tottenham, that match. Let's have your own view.
Yeah, no, well, thank you very much. Absolute pleasure. Really happy to be. And I can only echo what everything that's been said. It was a really crazy game. It was, I can't remember what was going on. I think it was, 5 goals in the end. And I just, what's already been said about still continuing to play the hard line, still continuing to be on the halfway line, having the best men on the pitch. He came out and said, hasn't he? He said that we are the way we play. But 4-1 in a result nobody expected. Absolutely bizarre. Nobody predicting what had happened in the game. Scars for Romero arguably could have been earlier than what he did. And the injuries that were sustained as well. Mickey Van der Ven and James Maddison both going off in the first half. So it does seem like a major sort of game for Spurs in their title hopes. So depending on how long the injuries are, well, how they bounce back from this, it's going to be really interesting to see what's next for Spurs. I know they've got Manchester City coming up. Whether or not they're going to be getting too many points from that game is to be seen, but it's very interesting, definitely.
A good one, very, very interesting. According to you, we don't know how they will come back from those injuries, but really, Tottenham Hotspur against Chelsea, a fantastic performance from both sides. We want to judge it, but really, Chelsea were not at their best, but they got the win that they needed, and that will actually spur them into action. Well, while we talk about that, let's quickly look at how the table is now. We comment on that for the table. Manchester City seems to be showing the class, why they are the defending champion of the league, and right now, Tottenham Hotspur, a lot of people, a lot of pundits are already saying, well, it's obvious that Tottenham Hotspur will not be able to maintain this. Would you agree with this?
I don't agree with this, that they won't be able to maintain this. But my worry for them now is the injury that they have. And their creative midfielder, that's Maddison, the injury that is having right now. If you look at their game from the beginning of the season, it has been a major contributor to all their goals in and out in there. So I don't know how long he's going to stay on the sideline, but if he can come in or they can find a replacement for him, I don't think that they are a team that you should just we should neglect that. They're going to compete for it, because nobody thought they would be there where they are right now. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Yes, Manchester City, they are where they are right now, but take it, they've been struggling, they've been very lucky. I think they're the only team in Premier League that have never had an issue with VAR decision. Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, they've had their own shares. They have deducted 3 or 6 points from them. So when that happens also, who knows what happens to them. So, and also, Erling Haaland, we saw what happens to him over the weekend also. He was substituted because of calf injury also. So we don't know how long he's going to stay off the pitch. So it's not, they just play how many matches? Just 9 matches. So I don't think we should write off Tottenham for now. We shouldn't write them off.
Okay, well, even though Tottenham should not be written off right now, Alex, if you are there, Chelsea are standing 10th on the log. Do you have that mindset that at least they will be able to climb up? Looking at the fact that at least 9 other clubs are ahead of Chelsea, you see the Blues climbing.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was always going to be this way with Chelsea anyway, with Poch coming in. What you said earlier, when you look at their midfield of Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, Gallagher, it's not necessarily the most creative midfield. So I definitely think they are in a stage of trying to find their best formation, their best lineup. And I think their performances will just get better. But it took them until the 63rd minute to score against 9-man Spurs. So definitely work, attacking-wise, needs to be done. But they've got players coming through. Cole Palmer obviously playing well. Sterling, who has had a good start to the season. I can see them climbing up the table. Whether or not they get a European spot this season, it's still to be seen. I think teams such as Villa and Brighton, they may be in a better position. But I do think it will be the start of maybe a good run of form for Chelsea, definitely.
Well, good one there from Alex. We have two Peters, Olawale Peter and Alex. They've been doing justice to those topics. We're talking about Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea, a match that ended 4-1 in favour of the Blues at the Battle of London there. Now, while we move away from Chelsea, for this evening, a lot of matches will be coming up in UEFA Champions League. Let's look at UEFA and we talk about those matches in Group E and F. We look at those, at least, big matches coming up there. Let's look at Atletico Madrid versus Celtic and also Lazio versus Feyenoord. I'll take it one by one. Let's start with Atletico Madrid. Alex, let's start from you. Atletico Madrid versus Celtic will be a match coming out at the Metropolitano over there in Spain. Do you think Atletico have what it takes to actually dislodge Celtic in this game?
I do. And I think if we look in the reverse fixture a couple of weeks ago, it was a really good game. You know, Celtic taking the lead early on and then Madrid coming back. Celtic, they sit bottom of the Champions League group, which seems quite common for them, unfortunately. It seems to be the usual narrative for them. But Atletico Madrid sitting on top, I can imagine that it will be a comfortable victory, unfortunately. They have been playing well in La Liga. I think they may have lost on the weekend, though. But I think with the players that they've got and the way that they were playing against Celtic in the last fixture, I can definitely see them coming away with it. It's a really interesting group, to be fair. You know, you have Feyenoord who sit on top of the league as well. But as I said with Celtic, it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not they can get anything from the game, because I feel as if they don't get anything tonight, it may be the end of their Champions League run, unfortunately.
Well, really a big one there for Atletico Madrid. According to you, it seems you are tuned towards Atletico. But for Olawale Peters, well, this game, Celtic, Atletico. Alex is saying, well, it seems to be towards Atletico side. Do you see Celtic coming up with a surprise tonight? Okay,
it's a match that Celtic needs to get a point or 3 points. If not, they are totally out of the Champions League. Take it or leave it. Currently now, they are sitting at the bottom of the table with 1 point. So if they couldn't win tonight, which I think it would be difficult for them to win away from home against Atletico Madrid, who have rediscovered their form again. So if they couldn't win tonight, that's a hand for them. But if Atletico Madrid, who are currently second on the log table, 5 points, could win tonight, it's more like a morale booster for them that, oh, okay, I'm progressing to the next phase, because that group also is still open. It's open in the sense that Celtic, that they are currently having 1 point. If they should win tonight, this is football, anything can happen. So that means they're going to have 4 points. So Atletico Madrid will remain 5 points. And we are having Lazio and Feyenoord that they are playing also. Currently Feyenoord, they are leading, they are topping the table with 6 points, and Lazio, they are third on the table. So if they should get draw, also, that shows that. So that means everything is still on the table. So it's anybody's game, but it will be very, very impossible for Celtic to withstand the pressure of Atletico Madrid playing at the Metropolitan and getting a win away from home. It will be difficult for them. So I see them coming back home after tonight's match, as in the end of their Champions League.
If they are coming back home, what about Lazio, Feyenoord? Even though we know that Lazio topped the group, Feyenoord topped the group. Lazio are standing third. Atletico are second. From the way it is, Feyenoord knows that a draw will also give them an opportunity to at least add 2 more points.
Yeah, a point will give them an opportunity to level with Atletico Madrid, provided Atletico Madrid didn't win their match against Celtic, which is very unlikely. So it's either the draw or the win. So that will give them an edge over Lazio. So what Lazio needs to do now is to see how they can beat Feyenoord, who are currently in top 4. So if they can do that, a draw is not good for them. A draw is like they are cementing their hope to play in Europa. So that's what they need to do tonight, is to win. And thank God they are playing at home. You know, there's this support you get when you play at home, especially in Champions League. Whatever your form is in your domestic league, when it comes to Champions League, it's a total different game entirely. It's going to be an interesting, but I see them playing draw tonight.
That's Lazio
and Feyenoord. I see them playing draw tonight, while Atletico Madrid will definitely defeat Celtic. So at the end of the day, we'll see Atletico Madrid topping the league, Feyenoord coming second.
From the way it is now, your analysis shows that Atletico topping the group, Feyenoord will come second. Let's see, maybe that will actually stand. Looking at those fixtures there, for Alex, do you agree that Lazio, Feyenoord will end in a draw?
Definitely. I can see it being that way. I think Feyenoord, a very good team. You know, Santiago Jimenez, great striker, few goals. But as said before, I can see Atletico topping the group come in the match day 6. And I do imagine Feyenoord being the other team to go through as well.
Well, from the way it is, it's like the two Peters ganging up against me in the studio. You saying draw, and it's also saying draw here. What's the way to go there? Well, let's go to Group F. As we talk about matches coming up there, we're looking at those two matches also, where Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park will be out against Newcastle United, also AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG as they call them. Big match there. Let's start with Borussia Dortmund. Alex, that's a match that a lot of people want to see, although AC Milan, PSG, maybe you should look at that on front before you talk about Borussia Dortmund. AC Milan, PSG, Alex.
AC Milan, PSG, yeah. So, what a group, what a fixture. Every time that there's games this group, it's always a good game. We saw it last time out as well. You know, we've got the best fans in Europe when it comes to Dortmund and Newcastle coming up against each other. So I can imagine that game will be good. AC Milan, PSG. AC Milan really did disappoint me last time out, unfortunately. I did expect them to get more playing against PSG, but it turned out to be quite a comfortable victory for them in the end. I think with PSG, they are starting now to find their form. So they're starting to play as a team together. Obviously, it was a bit of a rough start. They're now second in League One, just behind Nice again. And they sit on top of this group as well. So, you know, there's a lot more at stake for the Dortmund-Newcastle game, which I do think will be the best game of the match day. But unfortunately, with PSG and AC Milan, I can just see PSG being comfortable, coming out with the victory and taking that step closer to qualification for the next round.
Okay, your point concerning Newcastle, away to Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. Do you see Newcastle escaping because of the fact that Borussia Dortmund lost their last match against Bayern Munich? That will actually spur them into action against Newcastle. Do you think Newcastle can do something wonderful against them?
Yeah, so again, like I say, I think this is going to be the best game of the match today because we've got two teams who are probably looking at each other thinking this is where we gain 3 points. This is where we can take the big step towards the next round 16. And with Dortmund, I was very surprised that they got the win against Newcastle they did last time out, to be fair. So I'm not too sure what to expect. I'm feeling a 1-1 draw with this game. I expect with Newcastle's performance, although they did beat Arsenal very controversially on the weekend, it wasn't too much of a convincing performance. And Bayern, obviously, they walked all over Dortmund, unfortunately, in their Klassiker. And as you said, I can imagine Dortmund having a bit about them. They were unbeaten in the league up until that point. And I can imagine them want to get back. I do think maybe just given the fact that they have more experience in Europe, they've been in a position before where they've had in games like this in the last couple seasons. I can imagine they do it, but a draw is the result that I'm leaning most towards. I feel 1-0 with this game.
Well, I'll still be coming back to you there. Let's just hang on. Let's come back to Olawale Peters in the studio. Well, from the way it is, AC Milan, PSG, big match. Borussia Dortmund, Newcastle, 2-1. Let's have it.
Yeah, and actually this is the group of deaths when the draw was done, and everybody knew that it's going to be very tough for anybody to win it. And if you look at the table currently right now, and it's difficult to see who's going to qualify and who's not going to qualify. That's the truth. Now, we're having AC Milan and PSG tonight. PSG, they are topping the table. They're having 6 points, while AC Milan, they are at the bottom with 2 points. Who says that they are not going to win since they are playing at home tonight? So if they should get their rhythm very well and they win tonight's match, that will give them how many points? 5 points. Then we're having Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle, who are playing. Yes, the English team, they don't have a good record when they play against the German team. The German team normally have an advantage over them, but this is a new era. Anything can still happen. What if they draw also? So if they play draw, so that means Newcastle, AC Milan, and Borussia Dortmund will be having 5 points, while PSG will maintain their lead with 6 points. So that means it's a group that they can play up to the last minute. So for tonight, I see AC Milan bringing out surprises. They are likely to beat PSG. The dynasty of PSG are really, really going down. There's no player that people do respect in the PSG team like they do before the last 1 or 2 years. When you have the likes of Messi, you have the likes of Neymar, you'll be confused on who to stay with and who not to stay with. And their pattern of play has definitely changed from what we used to know. So that would be a disadvantage for them tonight. Then for Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle, we lost a derby match before you play your Champions League, which is a must-win for you. It's more like, come on, we have to play for the fans, for the supporters, for the club to win this. So it's going to be very, very difficult. And with their experience in Europe, compared to Newcastle, that they are just trying, playing for determination and for glory. I think Borussia Dortmund will have an edge over Newcastle tonight.
Yeah, from the way it is right now, both of you seem to be tilting towards Dortmund and also AC Milan. Maybe I should just do it this way before we wrap it up. Alex Peter and also Olawale Peter, the two Peters ganging up. Let's look at your your scoreline. Your scoreline, Newcastle Dortmund.
So Newcastle Dortmund, my heart says 1-0, but my head says 2-1 Dortmund. So I'm gonna stick with the 2-1 Dortmund. I agree with everything that's been said. I can see them coming through, bouncing back, and just that European experience maybe being too much for Newcastle. So we'll go 2-1 Dortmund. We'll go 2-1 Dortmund.
Okay, AC Milan, PSG.
AC Milan, PSG, controversially, I think PSG are going to get the job done in the San Siro. I think it's going to be too much for AC Milan. I see it being a close game right up until the end, but I do think it will be PSG 2-1 come the end of the game.
Okay, at least this is a good one. That particular ganging up is breaking up. So at least now you say PSG is going to win this one. And he says AC Milan will win. I'm so happy that this particular agreement, ganging up against me, has been broken. Let's have your own scoreline.
Okay, and I see Dortmund winning 3-1, and I see AC Milan winning 2-1.
AC Milan winning 2-1. So you guys just swap the number.
We didn't swap the number. 2-1, 2-1, 3-1, 2-1.
Anyway, we just have to go now. I appreciate you, Alex Peter, joining us from Bristol, UK. Thank you so much, Alex.
Of course. Thank you very much for the time. I appreciate the opportunity. Pleasure, boys.
Good one there. Well, Olawale Peters, you've been in the studio with us. Your Alex Peter from United Kingdom there. I love the ganging up kind of because of the name.
No, it's not really the ganging up. And you know, when two people that understand football speaks, they speak the same, and that's what really happens.
So automatically you are saying the two of you now you are speaking one language against me.
Because you're only defending what you're not supposed to defend.
Oh my goodness, you have to go now. That's it. 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.